It's a labor of love doing a John Wick film.
I'm putting everybody through pain.
Keanu embodies John Wick. He's dedicated to that role, and he lives and breathes that role when he's doing it.
Yes.
Making a John Wick movie is all about like the sacrifice that Keanu Reeves puts in. We did 14 weeks of rehearsals.
It starts with him and I. I'm making Keanu Reeves train for 6 months. If Keanu doesn't get better, and by better I mean expands his role, he tries different things, like physically he gets better.
Keanu was coming in every day. Keanu's just hitting the mat, prepping for this role.
The training was like 3 times a week, and then when we got to Berlin, the training was 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. So it was a 2-hour morning session, lunch, 2-hour afternoon session.
Here we go, background. 3, 2, 1, action!
The fights are intense, everything's intense, but what you see on the screen pays off.
I worked with Dave Camarillo, Bruce Concepcion, Chong Li, and Jeremy Marinas. And that 5 has been the core team.
Working with Keanu is great because he likes fresh ideas and he'll go with it, but you have to have a reason why. Go there instead of That's what stands out when he does fight stuff. Whether it's I had to muzzle punch you because I was out of bullets, or I was in the middle of shooting 3 guys, and it's quick decision making. And whenever he gets the why he's doing certain choreography, it really shows in his performance.
Keanu's physicality in these movies is fucking staggering. The amount of stamina that is required, the amount of just sheer kind of energy.
Keanu Reeves is the 1% that can do this. He is an active part of the choreography team. He spent more hours with the choreography teams than I would say 90% of stunt performers out there.
I think of myself as the limit. Everything that I can't do brings the vision down.
Ready, and action!
One of the great things about John Wick is the tactical element and the realism that we try to bring to it.
John Wick is an iconic gun person.
He's one of the fastest, one of the most accurate people, so changing weapons and being able to use different weapon platforms, we've had to up that level of tactical expertise and adapt it for each film.
He really gets into the minutia of what he's doing, whether it's handling a gun, how it loads, reloads, where his hand goes, because he really likes to dive deep into the nuances of it.
Taron Butler worked with me with all of the weapons and the pistols and shotguns.
Taron Butler wanted to give him something for this installment of Wick that was a little different. This is called a Pit Viper. It's a great looking gun. Keanu specifically asked for this during one of the training sessions. He said, "Can I get an MPX? Some bad guy will have this," and he'll take it and he'll lay waste on people.
Ready, and action!
In John Wick 4, we get to play with so many different tools.
The one thing that Chad had in his head, he had nunchucks. But it couldn't just be nunchucks. It had to be nunchucks, but how do you use that with a pistol?
We had a solid 6 months of him learning how to train with nunchucks, but a lot of times it was also mixed in with the judo and jiu-jitsu, so he's doing nunchucks and gun at the same time, mixing it with jiu-jitsu at the same time. It was definitely a learning curve because it's like, how do you put enough nunchucks to make everybody interested and excited, but not too much where it becomes another nunchuck sequence?
Jeremy broke down the Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon with the nunchuck sequence, so that was my warm-up sequence.
Instead of making it a scene about nunchucks, it became another set of his platform. So part of his platform is having his handgun and reloading with the handgun. Well, in between reloads, when he's out of bullets, he can use this hand to hit with the nunchucks. And we just kind of made it second nature to where every time he put his nunchucks around his neck, it was kind of like holstering his gun. So it looked like he was going from a primary to a secondary weapon.
We do these threads where I have nunchucks and I have to like hit and do different, different holstering, and then threads with guns and then hitting and disarms. And and go throw. It's been great to have a creative team to help put me in positions and situations that are dramatic and with action. And, you know, coming out of that, you know, we came up with terms like gun fu and car fu. And with this character, John Wick, taking these different styles, what you can do with him. Yes, of course he can drive a car and shoot out the window, or have a pistol and do judo and jiu-jitsu. It's been great to, over the course of these chapters, to be able to continue to world build and to continue to innovate with the character. I enjoy trying to realize the vision.
Last words, Winston? Just have fun out there.